What's going on, YouTube? I am back with another video, and this one we have a really exciting PSA return. Now, this was a PSA Express submission that I sent, I believe, back in February. I was hoping to get this back before the Dallas show in March, so needless to say, they did not come back before that show. I literally just got them delivered today. I'm actually recording this video on Wednesday, June 23rd. It's likely going to go up the next day because I am planning on picking up a box of Select Baseball, which today is the release day for that. So I want to get that video up today. This one will be up tomorrow. And some of these cards are not mine also, so I do want to go ahead and return the cards to their owners. So I want to go ahead and get this recorded and show you guys what we got. Again, these were sent at Express. At the time, Express was $75 per card. So I just want to give you guys an idea. These were not sent at Super Express for $300 per card. They were not, okay? I just want to make that known, make everyone aware, because some of the cards that I sent, most of them are pretty big, but maybe one or two, if they were sent at Super Express, you all would probably, be wondering what I was thinking. So they were sent at Express. At the time, they were $75 per card. I believe I have 5 or 6. And then the stack in the middle is Louisville sports cards. And then the stack on the left, which I'm going to show first, are another local customer here. So I'm not going to say his name. Don't know if he wants me to or not. He probably wouldn't care, but just in case, not going to. So again, I am planning on ripping that box of Select Baseball. So I will likely have a giveaway for that video. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this. We will do the giveaway from that one, and then I'll be right back and get into this reveal. All right, guys, so we're ready for our giveaway from the last video. So I do have that video pulled up. So let's go ahead and get that link, and let's pull that over to Safari, and let's paste that in, filter duplicates, and let's go ahead and get our comments. And we got 66 comments on that video, so probably a pretty good shot to win if you did comment. So let's go ahead and get those comments. And that is Benji Primes. He said, can't go wrong with the rookie. All right, man. Well, congrats on that. If that is you, make sure to send me a DM on Instagram or an email with your address, and I'll get that shipped out. And now let's get back to our video. All right, guys, so now that the giveaway is out of the way, we are ready to go ahead and get into this reveal. Definitely excited to show you guys these cards. And real quick, I do also want to mention, I don't want to dog on another company. I do like PSA for the most part. However, there are a couple major things that I really dislike, which I'll get into one here in a minute. But also, I just want to say that, so I sent this back in February, and at the time, Express was going a lot faster. I expected it to be back. I knew it was going to be kind of cutting it close for the Dallas show in March. I was hoping it would come back, but obviously it's June now, and they actually lost the order. They flat out told me that they lost the order. So if you guys have ever sent cards to PSA, how they show in your account, it'll show, the submission number, how many cards in the submission, and then the status. Well, all of a sudden one day, it showed a hold on the order. And I'm like, what in the world is that? I've never seen that before. So we reached out to PSA, and they said that it got placed in the wrong area or something like that, and they legit lost the order. They assured me that it was there, but they weren't sure where. So literally, I think one day last week, it was stuck in grading forever. So it was in step 4, which is grading, literally for months. And one day last week, it literally went from step 4 to shipping in the same day. So they found it, and I guess they, moved it through really quick, which was nice, but there was still no type of discount or anything. And that's just one thing that, it's not just PSA. I mean, it could happen to any grading company. It has happened to me with HGA, and BGS 30-day orders from last June are starting to come back now. So I don't want to dog on PSA because it's the same with all these grading companies. But that's one thing that, was pretty frustrating, pretty unfortunate, because there are some big cards in here. And then I'll touch on another thing here in a second. But first off, I'm going to go ahead and show the local customer here in Louisville, Kentucky. His first card is a very nice one. Justin Herbert auto out of Honors. Super cool looking card. I'm a big fan of these Honors cards. This one is actually numbered, I believe, to 35. Yes, 22 of 35. And that is a PSA 10. So very nice card there. And then next up, it does have a Mike Trout Bowman Chrome. I believe, yeah, I was going to say, I believe that's a rookie. Definitely a rookie. See the rookie card logo up there. So Mike Trout Bowman Chrome 9. Another very nice one, even in a 9. And then finally, if you guys remember, we actually sent this one a long time ago to BGS and they would not grade it. However, BGS always grades the autos, and with this, I chose to not grade the auto. And I think the reason that BGS did not grade this card had something to do with the auto. Good news, bad news. PSA did grade the card. Bad news is it got an 8, and it also got a massive, massive upcharge. I'm not going to say what the upcharge was, but it was tied for the biggest upcharge that I've ever received, which actually the other card that it tied with I actually got back this week as well. It was in a group submission. It was a Luka Select Courtside Zebra PSA 10. So that one and this one tied for the biggest upcharges that I have ever received. Honestly, I didn't know that it even went up that high, but apparently I've learned since that it actually does go up higher than that. So massive, massive upcharge. And I just absolutely hate the whole upcharge situation. You know, it's very unclear on why cards get upcharged and how much they get upcharged. And, you know, I get it. It's worth it. It's a massive card. It's worth a lot of money. But, you know, if you're a collector and this is staying in your collection, you're just paying that extra fee and you're not gonna sell it, so you're not gonna make it back. And I don't know what his plans are with this. So I don't know if he's planning on selling it, keeping it, what. But, you know, I feel like with grading companies, you should pay for the service. You know, if you want to send that Luka Select Courtside Zebra and it takes 9 months to get back, that's the service you paid for. Don't charge, you know, a crazy, absurd upcharge, you know, just because it's worth a lot. Especially if you want to keep the card, you know, that it just doesn't make sense. I absolutely hate that. That is the number one dislike about PSA is the upcharges. Just pay for the service. If you want it to take a long time, get it back in a year, get it back in a year. If you want to pay more and get it back in a week, then let people pay more and get it back in a week, but do not upcharge. It just makes no sense to me. Cannot stand it. So anyway, rant over. Next stack is Louisville Sports Cards, and they sent in a bunch of Kobe's. I am not familiar with really any of these cards. I did go ahead and let them know the grades last week, and they were, I wouldn't say they were pleased, but they weren't like too unhappy about it. So, you know, I think still some of these cards in like 7s, 8s, 9s are still pretty big cards. So first up, Kobe out of Flair Showcase, class of 96. That one got a 7. And I'm going to kind of fly through these just because, you know, they're not mine. I'm not super knowledgeable on these. Got a few Cyber Metal cards, PSA 9 on that one. And these, I don't know, these will likely be available. So if anyone is interested in these, definitely feel free to hit up Louisville Sports Cards on Instagram or give them a call, whatever you want to do. Topps Youthquake Kobe, that one got a 7. Cool one here, Skybox Premium Soul of the Game, 8. I think this one was a pretty big one, if I remember correctly. I think they said this one was a pretty big one. The Kobe Zabue, PSA 9. Here we have a Kobe Generation EX. That one got an 8. That's a super, super cool looking card. Kobe New Editions, 8. Kobe Topps NBA 50th. That one got an 8 also. I think this one is a pretty big one. Kobe Topps Chrome PSA 9. Kobe Star Power Plus PSA 8. Kobe Metal Edge, that one got an 8. Kobe Shining Stars Pulsars, that one also got an 8. Couple more here. We have a Kobe Draft Redemptions. This one got an 8 as well. And finally, we have a Kobe Radiance, also got an 8. That one is numbered 15 of 25. So some pretty big, you know, rare Kobe cards. I think they were decently happy with those grades. Again, I'm not super knowledgeable on those, but I think, you know, even in 7s, 8s, 9s, they're still pretty valuable. And next up, my cards. Did send in one of these 1990 Marvel cards. And remember, I sent these back in February. You know, back at that time, these were really, you know, kind of blowing up. I was hoping to have this back in like a month or two when the hype was still, you know, a lot higher. And honestly, I was hoping it would do better than a 7. I'm not sure what happened on this one. I definitely wasn't expecting a 10. Honestly, I don't even remember where I got this. Now, I'm trying to think. I honestly have no idea where I got this card. But yeah, anyway, sent it back. Was hoping it would do better than that. Did get a 7. So this one completely was not worth it at all. Next up, I did send in a Rillaboom VMAX Shiny. This one did get a 10. So this one was out of Shining Fates, probably, you know, one of the 10s or ETBs that I opened. Did get a Rillaboom VMAX and did get a 10. So that one's a pretty cool one. And honestly, probably, I think last time I checked, these were like 100 to 150. So really nothing crazy there. Not going to make a lot of profit on that one. Next up, this one was a surprise. So if you guys remember from the Xenia Ohio show, I think back in February, I think I sent this right after I picked it up. I did pick this up at that show. And when I saw this, I was shocked that it actually got a 10. Was definitely not expecting a 10 on this one. I went to that show and was looking for this card in a Topps Chrome. Could not find any. Someone did have like a one that was already graded in like a 7 or 8, but they were asking just crazy amount for it. And then I ended up finding this one raw. This is just the Topps. And I think I'd have to go back and watch the video. I think I picked this one up for around $100. And somehow I got a 10. I was not expecting a 10. I mean, you can clearly see it is not perfectly centered. It is pretty good, still within the PSA 10 range, but typically, you know, how it's been going, if it's not perfect, it's not going to get a 10, as you guys will see here in a second. But this one did somehow pull a 10, and these are doing like 600 or 700, so this one definitely paid off. Was really happy about that one. So cool, second year LeBron Topps PSA 10. And next up, probably, I was trying to think, if not the 2 biggest pulls I've ever made, definitely 2 of the biggest pulls I've ever, you know, had. I think it's safe to say that both of these next 2 cards are top 5 for sure. So first one up is a Kobe Slam Green Explosion. This one is numbered to 89. This one was out, I think I opened like one Hoops Mega Box and pulled this card, and it was just an absolute monster. A PSA 10 literally just sold last night for $5,000. And again, I knew it was off center. Was hoping it could pull a 10. You know, as you can see, doesn't have to be perfectly centered to get a 10, but it did get a 9. And, you know, I think, you know, in a 9, it's probably still worth $2,000 to $3,000. So I think this one and the next card, I'm probably going to list on eBay and just see what happens. You know, if nothing happens, I'll definitely be taking them to the National next month. So very, very cool Kobe card, Green Explosion to 89. This one will be available on eBay if you're interested, 502 Frank. Next up, at the time, definitely the biggest pull I had ever had. And this was out of Contenders Optic, the Ja Morant Variation Orange, numbered to 25. Thought it looked super, super clean. There was, I think I saw one very, very small surface dimple, and then it is a little bit off center. Again, still within that PSA 10 range. I say it all the time. If it's a little bit off center, still send it. It did come back at 9. And again, this one is out of 25, so 10 of 25. This one was a redemption. Took a long time to come in, did finally come in, and thought it looked really good. Was hoping for a 10. But it did pull the 9, and it is a pop 1. So out of the SP, the variation there are none of these others, none of these graded. This is the only one. That's what I'm trying to say. Pop 1 on the Ja Morant. So again, this one will be available as well. Probably going to put this one pretty high just because it is a pop 1. There are none of these variations out there, at least in the orange. So yeah, the Kobe and the Ja, 2 of my biggest pulls ever. They will both be available. So again, eBay's 502 Frank if you are interested. So that is going to do it for this one. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you soon.